About to go in this gym and hit back. Probably going to show y'all a little bit of me on the pull down machine. Getting it in. Giving y'all a little bit of know-how. A little bit of something. You understand me? But it's going to be hot in this gym because there is no AC. They got the big industrial fan. I hope it's pointed my way. Head back and cool. We in here. I would ask how y'all going to act, but y'all better act right. Last day of school, man. Kind of sad a little bit, you know. We got some 8th graders moving up to the high school. That's always a little bit sad. You know, I'm going to miss them because I don't do high school in this particular district, really. I could, but I don't. So I'm hoping to catch up with them, though, at some point. But if y'all watching this and y'all see me around, you guys already know. I've told you guys numerous times, don't be afraid to say hello when you see me out. Also, I'm not that hard to reach. I'm always here for you. So if you're on this YouTube channel, drop a comment or something. If you need something, you know, reach out. If you don't want to put it on the internet, that's fine. But I got you guys. I definitely mean that. It's on video. I mean that. I'm here for you guys. That's what it's all about. I don't do this for a paycheck. I do it for you guys.
All right, so this video is not going to be an extensive back video. Instead, it's going to be a comparison of lat pull downs. So we're going to compare the hammer strength lat pull down. Pullover. Pullover. What a novice mistake. We're going to compare the hammer strength pullover to the Pyramid Fitness / Pyramid Industries pullover that I have in my home gym to the Nautilus, specifically Nitro pullover. All right. Now, I will go on record as saying that currently my favorite Nautilus line is the 2ST line, but let's be honest, Nautilus has great equipment from all the lines. Okay, maybe except like the Inspiration line and the Instinct line or something like that, because those machines are really Star Trek machines with the Nautilus name on them, and everyone that has used them has said they're cheap.
It's perfect. You're gonna need to find the number for you that.
Now, the hammer strength pullover, that particular one, and the one in most gyms, it actually feels like it's too large for me. So I speculate that even if I were to get a super pullover from Nautilus, I would probably like the second generation line, or even like first generation or whatever. I'll probably need the women's version. Like, this is a narrower version of the Pyramid pullover. So I keep saying pull down for some reason. But when I was looking this up, like, I got this for $250 off Facebook Marketplace. All right, Facebook Marketplace, $250. To make sure I had enough room, I had to actually search for other pictures, and all I could find was another version that was sold at an auction for like $60 years prior. I know, I missed the good stuff. That version was bigger than this, to be honest. But my boy Gary was helping me get it, so he said, you need to get the dimensions so I can see if it could fit in the truck bed. That was the only one I could find. Luckily, this was the smaller version, and I could tell by the pictures that not only it had a lower weight stack than the one I saw on the auction site, but that it was smaller. Because this was, man, forgive me for that one. This was surprisingly heavy. All right, we struggled carrying this into my house. Luckily, my neighbor, who's like 70-something years old, saw us, and he elected to help us, and we took it apart. So it was partially disassembled. The frame is heavy. It's like 600 pounds, this machine. So yeah, but it feels good. It feels the appropriate width for me, even though I have like a long wingspan and everything. The thing is, I seem to do better on smaller and more narrow machines generally I just noticed that in my lifting career. So yeah, it feels good. I actually like it more than the hammer strength version, and I prefer to use this. I've been hitting back mostly at home just so I can use my pullover.
Swelling, lactation, any of those things are bad news. And then there are some different ones too, like lack of sex drive, I think, and lack of erection quality could be another sign for males that testosterone to estrogen ratio is off. And it's difficult to say anecdotally, and that's why we're such big advocates for getting blood work, because I've had those issues when estrogen is too high. I've had those issues when estrogen is too low. So
I will say this, okay? I'm going to go into more details about this purchase in another video. You know, I have the home gym series where I talk about all this stuff. So I don't want you guys to miss that. I am not shortchanging you and making a video where I'm comparing pullovers and knowing that you guys have never saw this. All right, so here we're going to go to the next one. I was pleasantly surprised to actually see this. Me and my wife, we went out to eat at a restaurant, but before we stopped, I said, hey, I want to check out that LA Fitness over there because I want to see if they have the Nitro lat pull down, because I'm thinking about buying one. Which, funny thing is, I found one for a great price, but the guy's like 5 hours away. So I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that. Also, I have a few steps to carry it up. I don't know how feasible that is. So for right now, I kind of abandoned ship on that one. Now, this LA Fitness did not have, they had all the other Nitro machines. Well, not the Nitro, they had the other, what is it? Not Nitro. This is not a Nitro pullover. I made a mistake when I said that earlier in the video. It's an Evo pullover. They had all the other Evo machines, but they did not have the Evo lat pull down, which is one of the best pull downs. Most people prefer the Explode version. I don't have enough space for the Explode version, nor do I have Olympic plates. So that's why I was looking for a selectorized version. This is a decent enough width for me also. However, but that's it. There is no however. I do prefer this one to my own pullover. The reason why I don't use it all the time is because this gym is like 40 minutes away from my house. Traffic can suck either getting there or getting back, depending on the time that I go. So I definitely don't use this that often. But if the gym was closer, I would go just to use this. Now, the resistance feels consistent throughout. Really hits the muscle well. Feel a great pump. It's a smooth motion. Really great. Now, my pullover actually takes out a little bit less space than this one. But if I had this pullover, trust me, I would be happy. It's a nice pullover. It's a Nautilus pullover. They do it right. I've heard the 2ST version is pretty good as well. I want to use the 2ST version. I wonder if it's better. If it is, my goodness. I almost feel like I messed up using this though, because I'm always comparing mine to how this one feels. And that's just not fair. But the belts, I mean, the cam on the one that I have is good with the variable resistance, but it uses a cable. And it's just, I mean, it's just not the same. You know, when you do it, the OG, you're going to do it the best. And your design is going to be the best. And you're not going to let people use your designs. So this is definitely my favorite one that I've used by far. And I do look forward to going and using this again. I believe the stack going up to like almost 300 pounds. I know that the Evo stacks don't go as high as like the 2ST stacks, or I don't even think as high as the Nitro stacks, to be honest. I don't know why that is, but it was pretty decent. Definitely worth a go. I give it 5 out of 5. My favorite lat exercise. Period. have one in your gym, do it. Like I said, I was pleasantly surprised to see this. When I went in the gym, like every gym, no one was using this. No one. It was packed. No one was touching this, eyeing it up or anything. And I noticed here also they have a smaller version of the hammer strength one, but with this there, I'm not using the hammer strength. That should let you know the hammer strength is my least favorite out of all these. Not that I don't like it, it's just my least favorite out of these three that we're talking about today. And I apologize, I'm kind of struggling through this video a little bit. I was sick over the weekend, surprisingly, and I'm still getting better, so I was good. And I started recording, I just started coughing, so I've been periodically stopping the recording, starting the recording. And keep in mind, I'm doing this voiceover like 5 months after I recorded this. I've been out of space on my phone, and this has just been sitting. So I got this to do. I have a video older than this I need to get out to you guys. So yeah, let me know your favorite pullover machines, if you like pullovers or if you think they're overrated. Some people actually prefer doing it with the cable. I was doing that before I got a machine. I like both.
All right, guys, so today we're going to compare 3 different machines, 3 different pullover machines. Let me sit down, let me see you. Can y'all see me? Now I'm just a floating head. All right, so check it out. We're going to compare the Pyramid Industries pullover, which was bought by Cybex, and there's a lawsuit against Cybex. Cybex, merged with Trotter, and went with the Cybex name because it was much more well known. But Pyramid, there was supposed to be a partnership between the serial entrepreneur that started Pyramid Industries and Cybex. Kind of went sour after like a year or so, and there was a lawsuit because the Galileo line actually used Pyramid Industries designs. So if you're familiar with the Galileo line from Cybex or even some of the Cybex machinery, then by default you're going to be somewhat familiar with Pyramid Industries, whether or not you know it. Now, the machine, I believe, was manufactured like a lot of other machines in Elyria, Ohio. Some of it I've seen was manufactured closer to Pittsburgh, but most of them are in Ohio. Now, the brand is pretty much local to the Pittsburgh area. So in my area, Pyramid Industries, if you're on the marketplace looking to buy used equipment, all over the place. But that's just a little bit of history behind that. The other one is the Nautilus. Sorry, I got my freezer open. All right, yeah, the other one, let me shut this real quick. Is Nautilus. So it is actually from the, I'm gonna set it up here, please bear with me. It is actually from the Evo line. All right, I wanted to get a 2nd generation Nautilus pullover, and after I got the Pyramid pullover, funny enough, in my area was one of the pullovers with the spider cam that took 1-inch plates, marketed as the same kind that Dorian Yates used in Blood and Guts. Obviously, I was salty because I have 1-inch plates, but I do appreciate the one that I have. Now, back to this one. So if you don't know about Nautilus, Nautilus pretty much is, as far as I know, might be one of the first real serious machine companies. They probably had other ones. I know Joe Gold and all those guys, and many people that had gyms used to build their own equipment. But Nautilus came out with the training system, which Arthur Jones started Nautilus, the high-intensity training system, popularized by Mike Mincer and more so by Dorian Yates. Arthur Jones, if you're not sure who that is, came up with the machinery, came up with the training method. He's squatting in his house, falls through the floor, says, there got to be a better way. Now, the thing that makes Nautilus equipment so great is the cam, right? So, since we're talking about pullovers, normally in a pullover without the cam, which creates variable resistance, you're going to be, even when you just do the exercise, you're weak here, strong here, and then weak here at the bottom again. But the cam is weak where you're weak and strong where you're strong, so that you can fully overload the whole range of motion, and you feel this as consistent tension throughout the exercise. Great. So I'm going to be using a Nautilus Evo pullover. And the last one is going to be hamstring. So Gary Jones, son of Arthur Jones, I believe it was actually Gary Jones that came up with the cam while trying to help his father figure out how to rectify these issues he was having with the machines he was building. Which is funny because he's also a serial entrepreneur who just fell into our world, right? But Gary Jones created hammer strength, and I'm using the hammer strength pullover machine. One thing I realized is that there's actually a smaller version of the pullover machine than the one that I'm using in the video. But I haven't used that one because the same place that has that one has the Nautilus one. And I'm going to go with the OG. Because Nautilus, as far as I know, created the pullover machine. So I got to go with the OG. But I'm going to compare these guys. And I'm going to talk to you about them. I want you to respond. Tell me if you've used any other pullover machines, ones that you may think are better, ones that you may just suggest that I use, or any ideas, or if you think hamstring's better than Nautilus, Nautilus is better than hamstring, Pyramid and Cybex, you know, they didn't use the designs. Dang, I got tongue tied. All that. Talk for too long. Let's get started.